السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما يا أرحم الراحمين. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal, teach us what benefit us from what He taught us, and increase us in knowledge. Ameen ya Allah. My dear, beloved, respected brothers and sisters, I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect you from any harm. Today's action is a form of ibadah that we hardly practice. It is almost forgotten, neglected, and it's a very simple ibadah, and the reward for it is, as usual, immense, because Allah Azza wa Jal is the Kareem Himself. And this ibadah is visiting one another just for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. Visiting one another, not for I need a favor from you, or I need to ask you for financial help, or I want to check your house. No, I'm just visiting you for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is a form of ibadah, subhanallah. What are the virtues? What are the rewards of visiting one another for the sake of Allah? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Hadith al-Qudsi, listen my brothers and sisters, He said, my love is obliged for those who love each other for my sake, who sit with one another for my sake, and those who visit one another for my sake, and those who give each other financial help for my sake. Allahu Akbar. One of them is visit one another for my sake. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said that in another narration, said my love is haqqat mahabbati. Allahu Akbar. So that will make me gain the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when I visit my brother for the sake of Allah only. In another hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, a man visited a brother of his in another village. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent an angel to this man, and he asked him, where are you going? The man said, I'm going to visit a brother of mine in village so and so. So the angel asked, is he responsible for some blessing you have? Did he do you any kind of favor? That's why you are returning the favor. That's why you're going to visit him? The man said, no, I'm visiting him strictly because I love him for the sake of Allah. Listen to what the angel replied. The angel replied and said, I am a messenger from Allah, and I want to inform you that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves you. Allahu Akbar. Just because he visited his brother for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What else? What other reward? A house in Jannah. Abu Hurairah narrated that Rasulullah said, when a man visits his brother and tells him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells him, may you be good, may your walk be good, and may you come to an abode in Jannah. Allahu Akbar. Subhanallah. Allah will prepare a house in Jannah for the sister who visits her sister for the sake of Allah, for the brother who visits his brother for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when the person you're visiting is a family member, that is even more rewarding, because you are doing a visit for the sake of Allah, and you are keeping the silat ar-rahm, the connection between the relatives. Also from the benefits of visiting, subhanAllah, you check on the person's health, you check on her status, you might even learn something, you might give him an advice or get an advice from him. And also the visiting between each other also has some etiquettes. From the etiquettes is, in that gathering, there should be no backbiting, no slandering, no cursing. Also, in that gathering, you should always remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A gathering that Allah is not remembered in it is like sitting on a dead donkey, like Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. When you visit somebody's house, you should lower your gaze and don't ask too many questions. Where did you get this from? Where did you get that from? How much did you pay for this? How much is your rent? How much did you... No. Just lower your gaze and do not ask too many questions. And also ask permission if you need to do anything. Plus also do not stay too long, that might bother the host. And if the time for salat comes, you have to, the host is the one who is deserving to lead the salat, and before you leave, you have to ask permission to leave. These are some of the etiquettes of visiting one another. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us apply this beautiful ibadah. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. I love you all for the sake of Allah. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant. Nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.